Here we are yet again with another review of some figures that I don't know if the community really wanted. I wanted, I guess. When I saw them go up, I was like, ah! Of course, I'm talking about the McFarlane Gold Label 5-pack Bat Family. These are essentially 5 repaints across multiple lines from the DC Multiverse. We got 3 Jokers. We got like our first release Nightwing. And then we got Damian here. There's some cool new paint to them. There's new head sculpts, alternate head sculpts for one figure. So I'm going to dive in and talk about it. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is not a set that's necessary for your DC Multiverse collection. Get it if you will. If not, then, well, I guess you just won't have them. So let's dive in. Real quick, I'm going through Articulation like this because we've already seen these figures before. They all move the same as previously mentioned before. You know, the interesting thing here about the Articulation on these guys, it's kind of an evolution of seeing where McFarlane began with and kind of where he's heading towards and what he's doing. Personally, I don't mind the Articulation. I know some people get crazy indeed about it, but I think they work just fine. Could things be better? Oh, absolutely. But what we got here is what we've come to know and expect from McFarlane Toys. It gets the job done. Let's be honest, most people keep half their figures in a bag or displayed on a shelf in one pose. Occasionally you get a toy guy who's taking pictures, doing cool stuff that I wish I could do, but I can't. So, I mean, it's really going to be like a personal choice for what you want out of your figures, but they all still work. Some work better than others. I will say, I think the Nightwing is still very good. I know some people don't like it. I know things could be better, especially with the ball pegs at the wrists and arms. I mean, at the wrists and feet. But, you know, overall, I like these figures. That's why I made the purchase. I knew what I was getting, so now you know too. As far as design goes, let's start with Batman first. The colors are very different. We got the black version here with the belts and the Bat logo, which are in like a brighter yellowish color. With the 5-pack Bat Family version, you get a much more richer blue, which I think looks nice. It would have been cool if we gotten some blue trunks to kind of break up things. But the figure still looks good. I mean, it's not going to blow your mind, but it's not horrible. The gold on the Bat logo is much more like, I don't want to say royal, but a richer color as well. And I think it works for this figure. Once again, though, the blue trunks would have made a big difference. But I like it. It's something different. We'll see how much I mess around with it. I'll probably end up just putting it on a shelf and never using him ever again. But as I said, you know, I'm willing to do that because I like this line. I like what it does. As far as Nightwing goes, this is where things get interesting. Nightwing, wow, that angry head sculpt. I don't think it works for the character, I'll be honest with you. I think the hair's too short. And then B, Nightwing's not really that angry. I mean, when he is, it's occasional and you take him seriously. So I guess you got to take this action figure serious. So it is what it is. But when you look at the standard version that's coming into frame right now, there's no comparison. The standard version wins out. The lighter blue's nice, but once again, the angry face just doesn't work. I think a smiling face or something a little more fun could have worked. So, you know, all your friends around could make more DC jokes. That's why DC's not successful, because it's darker. Look at that Nightwing, he's even angry. But it still works. I mean, it's what we come to know and expect. Once again, just a simple repaint with a new head sculpt. Bam, they got your money, or they got my money at least. Will I probably display this with anything big or cool? I don't know yet. I'll figure it out as I go along. Let's go ahead and dive into Robin. As you can see, the biggest difference here is the angry head sculpt. The colors on the suits are richer too, the gold trim at least. And then the hair's got this gray shading effect going on as well, or dry brushing. I think it's a dry brush. I don't know. I'm not a painter. Anyways, as you can see, the colors are a little different. Not too much, but if you were thinking about doing a head swap, I don't know if it will work, because as you can see on the regular release Robin, his skin tone is much lighter. But I looked at the neck peg, and that's lighter than the new head sculpt that we got with this character. So it could work. I should have tried it. I'm sorry I didn't. I'm just pointing out information. Hopefully you like. I mean, let me ask everybody a question here so while these guys are spinning. Are you a fan of repaints like this, or do you want something more? I mean, we all want something more, but if you're picking this up, like, are you getting this for a specific reason? I know for me, it was like, oh, look, something new and shiny. Cool, let's add it to the collection. Also, I dug the trading cards a lot more, or the collectible cards, whatever you want to call them, a lot more. But we'll dive into that in a bit. So let's talk about Batgirl. Batgirl here is interesting. I'm still not a fan of this Batgirl McFarlane has done. A good friend of mine, he likes this character, or not this character, this figure. He really likes it in blue. I don't mind it in blue. I mean, you're creating a Bat family, you want, you know, different color choices, which I guess is another reason to put this out. But I don't know, I'm torn. Like, I like the blue, but I also like the black. And as you can see, the suit's a little lighter, and the yellows are more muted as opposed to on the standard release. You still got the side-eye problem, so make your side-eye jokes. But, I mean, she's a good figure. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to crap on her. She does get the job done, but, you know, you got a blue cape and whatnot too, and cowl. So there you go. Nightwing. Red Hood here. Biggest change with this guy, you get a damaged head. I'll cover that more in a bit. But you get an Domino mask, Jason Todd. And he came out really cool. This is probably my favorite one out of the bunch, because there's just so much new here. You got the cracked and, you know, helmet, and then you got the unmasked Jason Todd head with the Domino mask. I think it looks really good. Out of all the repaints and whatever else they did, I think the Red Hood's my favorite. And then after that, it'd probably be the Batman, then the Damian, then the Batgirl, and then finally Nightwing. Anyways, trading cards. Look at that. We got some comic book art again. Don't get me wrong, the action figure pictures are okay for what they are, but this line started out like this, and then it jumped and went crazy. There's the back. I doubt you can read this with the way I took the photo, but it's cool to have some new cards, especially some comic art cards, so I dig that. And then here's your size comparison accessories. So you get a base for each of the figures, for those who enjoy that thing. And then for Red Hood, you get the cracked skull, or a helmet, and the crowbar. Batman, you get the same grappling gun we've seen before. That's why I'm not going too deep in this. It's a lot of reuse here, like a ton. Batgirl, the same thing. You get a batarang and a bat grapple gun with the bat thing attached to it. And then Nightwing, you get a Styx, which work out great. Damian, you get the the blades and the swords, so he looks cool and menacing. With that angry head, it definitely adds something cool. Overall, should you pick this up? I can't tell you that. I mean, I picked it up, so obviously I have a biased opinion. Do I regret buying this? There's a part of me that does, but there's even a better part of me that says, you know, I like these. They add a little flavor to the shelf. Once again, they're repaints. It is what it is. I can't change that. I bought it. It was like $100. It came from Amazon. Somebody said they were on the McFarlane toy store too. I didn't check there. These are a gold label. I don't know about future releases or how that's all going to work. But once again, I like them. Let me know in the comments. Do you like these? Do you hate these? Is it driving you up the wall? Are you enthusiastic? Let me know. As always, thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. And thank you guys so much. With that being said, take care, and until we meet again, great googly moogly.